Vijayadashmi to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, Whole Glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtidasi. Happy Vijayadashmi to everyone.
Hare Krishna Kirtida Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association every single day, Mataji, and all glories to your wonderful services. Happy Vijayadashmi to you. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to
Hare
introduce
Krishna
themselves?
Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees on the call. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas, Mataji, and wish you all a happy Vijayadashmi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Mataji, will you be there for the end of the session? Because probably I have to leave.
I can end the call if somebody can say Vanchakalpa, that would be great. But I will be there with my headphones on. Because
Yeah, I will be
students
there,
coming.
Mataji. Mataji,
Okay,
I will
thank
be
you,
there.
Mataji.
Mataji
Yeah,
will
thank you
be
so
there.
much.
So,
Yeah,
Vinita, Mataji, I'll give you host.
Yeah, sure. I will take
And
care
I
of
will
any call.
Mataji first co-host and then to you. And I'll start the recording. You can read Prabhupada's course.
Okay, Mataji, sure, definitely. Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Wishing all of you happy Vijayadashmi today. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of sacred vow of Margashirsha. It is 30th session today. Before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to read Srila Prabhupada's quote. Srila Prabhupada's quotes, October 2nd. We do not drink Coca-Cola. We do not drink Pepsi-Cola. We do not smoke. So many things which are selling in the market, huge quantity by advertisement, by victimizing a poor customer, but they are called unnecessary things. There is no need of such things. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your wonderful services, Prabhu, and classes. Today being Vijayadashami, hearing from you, I would like to hear more Ramakatha from you. I don't know, but that's my desire. Please, Prabhu, at least end or somewhere speak about something for Vijayadashami too. Over to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam, Mataji. First and foremost, thank you for that wonderful quote of Srila Prabhupada, reading it out for all of us. Thank you very, very much. I would like to welcome each and every devotee who has joined us today for this Bhakti Sangha Japa group session on the sacred vow of Margashirsha. We are at verse number 24. Before I start, wish you all a very happy Vijayadashmi, the day when Lord Ramchandra gained victory over Ravana while he visited Lanka. I use the term visited because he went there and stayed for a short time, but he brought all the devastation on the enemy. So, yes, Mataji, you mentioned that you like to hear something about Lord Rama's pastimes. This was not predestined, though I had some commitments tomorrow, so I chose to speak today. But it is Andal's wish also that we glorify Lord Ramchandra. And it so happens that in today's verse, we have more descriptions of Lord Ramchandra. So it's just, you can call it as a divine coincidence or a divine desire of all the devotees which are being fulfilled by none other than Andal. So let us dive deep and let us discuss Krishna Katha through Ram Katha. That's how we will do it today. So before we start, we need the blessings of all the acharyas. We need the blessings of the spiritual preceptors. We need the blessings of the parampara before we dive deep into today's verse. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। हरि ओं तत्सत्। नीलातुङ्गस्तनगिरितटी सुप्तमुद्बोध्य कृष्णं पारार्थ्यं स्वं श्रुतिसरिसिरिसा सिद्धमध्यापयन्ति सोचिष्टायां सजि निगलितं या भलाकृत्य भुङ्क्ते गोदा तस्यै नाम इमं भूय एवास्तु भूयः। We welcome all the devotees to this August gathering of Bhakti Sangha Japa group. We have been discussing about the sacred vow of Margashirsha. We are at verse number 24 today. We are 6 verses away. In fact, including today, 7 verses away from completing the Margashirsha month's Tirupavai pastimes. And we have been seeing them very regularly for last 1 year. Hence, it is very important to give a quick recap of what we covered last week. We have seen that how Andal and her 5 lakh gopis have woken up all her friends, and on the way to go to Yamuna, she finds that Krishna is missing, and for that she takes the permission of the gatekeeper and the doorkeeper of Nanda Bhavan and reaches along with 5 lakh gopis the insides of Nanda Bhavan. They come to the assembly hall, they come to the bedroom, and they see Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Maiya, Krishna asleep along with Balram. They wake up Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, Balram. Krishna does not wake up because he's sleeping with Napinnai. And they request Napinnai to get up and bless them all by allowing them entrance into the bedroom of Krishna. Napinnai opens the door after hearing her profound glorifications. And then they meet Krishna. They wake him up by saying the Uttishta prayers, the Suprabhata. And post which Krishna had some questions in his stupor. They have asked him. And now they have placed the request in the last verse, how he should get up, stretch himself like a lion on top of the mountain, and walk with a stride and come to the assembly hall. This is a request which is placed before Krishna. And they want to see the beautiful eyes of Krishna. They want to see him in the way Narsingha was praised. We saw that in the last week's lecture. And they want to see him seated on the throne of the lion. So they want to have a visual of all of this. And that is how they have placed their requests to Krishna. And Krishna also is very happy to hear at this request. And Krishna wakes up from his bed and he walks towards the assembly hall. We saw how Krishna's request to move from the bedroom to the assembly hall, what was the reason behind it? We saw that it was an official request. They wanted to make an official request to Krishna, saying that we want to become your duly wedded wives. And hence, this had to be made it officially. So we want you in the assembly hall. So in this way, Krishna was very happy. Krishna heard their plea, and they have taken so much of austerities to arrive and place this prayer before them. So Krishna does a majestic walk from his bedroom to his assembly hall. And he sits on the throne and he looks at all the 5 lakh gopis who have assembled in the assembly hall along with Nappinai. Now, do not forget her. She is the one who is guiding him. She is the one who is guiding all the 5 lakh gopis. So, along with Nappinai, they have made this assembly all in front of Krishna. And they are all seated down. And they are all looking at Krishna. What will he do next? So, Krishna sits down on the throne. His one leg is firmly seated on the pedestal, which is there next to the throne. And the other leg, he has lifted it up and kept on his thigh. I repeat, please try to look into this visual from your hearts. He has walked all the way from his bedroom and he's seated on the throne. And after seated on the throne, how is he sitting? Even that is being mentioned. That 1 foot of Krishna is firmly resting on the pedestal which is below the throne, and the other feet he has raised it and kept it on his thigh. So this is the Virasana pose. The Lordship, sometimes they acquire this pose. They keep one leg on their thigh and the other leg is firmly seated on the ground. And this is the first time that the gopis are seeing Krishna's reddish feet. They're seeing the lotus feet of Krishna. They were till now seeing the reddish lotus eyes of Krishna, Shantamarai, that's what they have mentioned in their verses. But now they are getting darshan of his lotus feet. And what is the color of his lotus feet? The color of his lotus feet is red in nature. And when this redness of this lotus feet is seen by them, there is a host of emotions that flow through Andal, and she is not able to contain herself. And immediately she is following in the footsteps of her father, and she is going to give blessings to Krishna. Prabhuji, what are you saying? Andal giving blessings to Krishna? Yes. So today's verse is all about Andal giving blessings to Krishna and wishing for his secure protection. Andal is merely 5 years old and Krishna is elder to her. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Everybody rushes to Krishna to seek protection from him. But why is that Andal is giving protection to Krishna? So all these facts we will learn in today's verse. And through that, as the devotees have desired, we will do Ram Katha also. So we have Krishna Katha on the top, but inside it's going to be a bit of Ram Katha. So how from Krishna Katha we navigate to Ram Katha is beauty of Andal in herself. And not only Ram Katha, we will see the Katha of all the 3 yugas. So let us dive quickly into the verse for today. It's a very, very famous verse. It is a verse where you have one word which will be repeated again and again and again. So let us learn today's verse, verse number 24. Andru ulagam alandai adipotri, Shenrangandu Tennilangai Shetrai Tiral Potri, Pondu Shagadamudaithai Pugai Potri, Kannu Kunela Verendai Kayal Potri, Kunnik Kodayai Edithai Gunam Potri, Vendru Pagai Kedukkum Nin Kayil Vel Potri, Enrendrum Sevagame Yetteppa Paraigolvan, Indriyam Vandom Irangelo Rembavai. So you see this word called as potri, 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 potri. It's not lottery, it's potri. But for the Gopikas, it's a lottery because he has now walked all the way from the assembly, all the way from the bedroom to the assembly hall, and he's seated down and he's looking at them with fully resplendent lotus-like eyes. He is looking at each of the faces. But when he looks at each of the faces of the gopis, all the gopis are not looking at him. They are looking at his lotus feet. And while looking at his lotus feet, they see that his lotus feet is red in color. Why is Krishna's lotus feet is red in color? Krishna's lotus feet is red in color because of the friction that it has caused by walking on the floor. Prabhuji, this is too much. How can Krishna's feet become red just by walking on the floor? This is Krishna's skin. It is so soft that even when he touches a newly blossomed lotus petal, when he touches, before the flower wilts or even has a bend on it, Krishna's skin becomes red in color. Oh, is he allergic? No, he is not allergic. His skin is so soft that the lotus petal, what he is touching, is comparatively like a thunderbolt. It is so hard. Krishna's skin is very, very soft. And Krishna's skin is so soft that his touch is even more softer. So the lotus would feel bliss, but Krishna feels it's very hard. So Krishna's skin is very soft in nature. And hence the gopis, when Krishna is walking on the floor, and because of the friction, that lotus-like feet has become reddish in color because of their request. And they feel we have given trouble to Krishna's lotus feet. And because of us, this lotus feet has become red in color. And some harm might have happened to his lotus feet. Some difficulty would have been endeavored by Krishna because of this walking. And they are very concerned about the lotus feet of Krishna. The gopis are always concerned about the lotus feet of Krishna. In fact, in the Gopi Geet also they sing Trinakunankurai. They say that how Krishna you can walk on the forests of Vrindavan without wearing any slippers. There will be thorns, there will be dry blades of grass, and they would create a cut on your lotus feet. And when they create a cut on your lotus feet, that is not cutting your feet, it is cutting our hearts. Because our heart is completely at your lotus feet. We cannot manage to see this. How? And this breaks our heart. This breaks our heart so much that they uttered this in the most important shlokas when they are missing Krishna. They are remembering his lotus feet. So here, following in the footsteps of those Vrajakumarikas, Andal is also feeling the pain that Krishna has walked all the way. He was nicely resting on his bed, but when we requested, he took the walk. And because of that walk, now he is having a reddish feet. How can we mitigate this? So immediately, out of full love, she starts glorifying, not the lotus feet. She starts glorifying Krishna, Rama, Vamana, etc., etc. And she says, let me sing for protection of those feet. So in this way, she is going to now sing this verse, and let us learn what does this poetry means. Let there be protection. Let those lotus feet be blessed. Let everyone bless it. In this way, she is going to say today's verse. So she says, Andru ulagam alandai adipotri. First, she mentions about Vamandev. Andru means on that day. Why somebody has to mention on that day? Why cannot you just say that day when Vamana measured all three worlds, the upper planetary systems, the lower planetary systems, and he kept the third feet on the head of Bali. That day. No, she says that day. So there is every single word in Tirupavai has got deep meanings. We cannot just say that it is just a poetic reference. Just like we say somebody wears a very nice garment, let's say a Mataji wore a very nice sari, and another Mataji comes and asks that, where did you buy this sari from? From that store, I bought this sari. So it means that store, that reference of that becomes very important. Or you can say, oh, this store I bought this sari from. So that means this means lesser. That means, oh, you're giving a great importance to that store. So similarly, when we say from that particular place, we bought this or we got this, from that pedestal, somebody gave us the blessings. From the simple sanctorum of that temple, which is in the 7 hills, I was blessed. So like that, when you give that reference of THAT, that, Andru Ulagamalandai. On that day, that great lotus feet covered all the three planetary systems. So she is remembering the usage of Krishna's feet, because now she is seeing the lotus feet, and hence she says, Andru Ulagamalandai Adipotri. That she says, blessed are your divine feet with which you measured the three worlds. So let there be blessings to that feet. Now, immediately, he is sitting as Krishna on the throne. Why she has to mention about Vamandev? What is the reason that she has to mention suddenly about Vamandev? She is out of love thinking about Vamandev, a pastime which happened in Satyuga. In fact, in this verse, all the three yugas are compared. Now, first she is talking about Satyuga, but she is right now in the Kali Yuga pastimes. She is mentioning about Satyuga pastime. The Satyuga pastime, you used your feet and you measured all the three worlds and you gave to Bali his word. When Bali gave his word that he will give you 3 pieces of land, and you took away from him. On that day, your leg was traveling through the skies, and it was done a full abhishek by the Kamandalu, the waters of Ganges, which was there in the Kamandal of Brahma, and it pierced the cosmic manifestational layers. And when that were pierced, maybe that piercing would have been very, very strong on your lotus feet, and it would have caused redness. So that redness might have been caused then as well, just like how you have made a walk from the bedroom to the assembly hall. Now your legs have become red. When I think about it, on that day, that particular day, on that day also your lotus feet would have become red. Hence, I would like to bless, I would like to seek protection for that day. Otherwise, how is this possible? This redness of feet which I am seeing in front of you. Now you might wonder, why is that Andal is mentioning about that day? It is like you go to Govinda's restaurant. One day you order a nice gulab jamun and you eat that gulab jamun, you felt very nice. You paid, you walked away. After 2 months, you come back to Govinda's restaurant. Before you eat anything, you call the waiter and the cook and say, 2 months back, I ate a gulab jamun. It was very nice. Now, the chef might have changed. The owner itself might have changed. The waiters might have changed. The menu might have changed. The day might have changed. People might have not remembered. But you are saying, on that day, I had this, none other than this gulab jamun, and hence I am very happy with it and I was very satisfied with it. So in this way, when you say, what it means is that we are remembering the happiness that it brought us, or we are trying to give to the person who is responsible for creating such a nice gulab jamun the due attention. But you should have said it on that day, Prabhu. What is the point of saying it this day? When you love an object so much, you don't see a time, place, and circumstances. You will like to appreciate it then and there. This is called as love. Love is, they say love is blind, right? Blind to the time, place, and circumstances. When you want to really appreciate, you will appreciate. And when you feel love, you will also protect. So in that way, we say that particular day, when you measured all the three worlds, on that day, your lotus feet would have caused a lot of reddish soreness on your lotus feet. And hence, we would like to seek for its protection. So with the first, she is speaking about Vamandev. She also remembers that Vamandev's lotus feet, when it touched all the planetary systems, it brought to each and every living entity the supreme blessing. See, every living entity has to follow the path of bhakti or many other yogas and finally get liberated, go to the Vaikuntha Loka, and then see the lotus feet of the Lord, and then fall at his feet and get the grace. So there is a process for getting a grace of his lotus feet. But Vaman Dev did none other than courier service. What is the service he did? He took his lotus feet and kept it on all living entities, right from the Patal Loka to Brahma's planet. His lotus feet was kept on each and every nook and corner. He did not say that I will not give my lotus feet to Los Angeles. He did not say that I will not give my lotus feet to Texas. He did not say that I will not give it to Dubai or I will keep it away from Mumbai. His lotus feet covered every nook and corner of the all three planetary systems. And because of this, keeping this lotus feet in all the planetary systems, he ensured that he completely blessed all the devotees. So she is mentioning about that. So that means he has kept his lotus feet on the rivers. He has kept his lotus feet on the forests. He has kept his lotus feet in the lower planetary systems. He has kept his lotus feet in the upper planetary systems. He has also kept his lotus feet on mountains. And mountains are piercing in nature. So when his lotus feet would have touched the mountains, that would have been very harmful for the lotus feet. And Krishna would have found pain. And maybe this redness, what we are seeing today, and what we are able to see his lotus feet is because he placed his feet all over the universe and the cosmic manifestation. Some places are small, some places are big, some places are blunt, some places or areas are very sharp in nature, because of which this lotus feet would have found hurt. Hence, let there be blessings to that lotus feet. So, when the three worlds were received as alms from King Bali, who had usurped the kingdom and troubled the gods, you came there and with your lotus feet, you acquired everything. And Atma Nivedanam happened. Similarly, we are offering ourselves. We are following in the footsteps of Bali. We are following in the footsteps of Bali and we are offering ourselves to you. Let that lotus feet capture our heart. Same like gopis, they said, keep your lotus feet or keep your lotus hands on our chest and completely acquire us. So this is the inner heart meaning that they are trying to say to Krishna. So by glorifying Vamandev, if you look at Tirupavai, there are many places that she has glorified again and again and again Vamandev. She loves Vamandev pastime, the way he was accessible to each and every entity. Fine, Prabhu. Vamandev is understandable, right? However, I would like to understand why she is doing, she is a Jivatma, and why as a Jivatma is giving protection or prayers to none other than the Supreme Lord. How is it possible? For that, we enter into the beautiful pastimes of Lord Ramchandra. So hence she says in the second line, Sendra Ang, on that day, to that place you went. Again, that day you did as Vamandev pastime, to that place. Now she comes from Satyuga to Treta Yuga. Tennilangai Setrai Tiral Botri. What did you do? Today, on this day, Vijayadashami day, you destroyed the fort and palaces of Lanka in the south and killed Ravana and his army for the sin of stealing Sita from you. I could have not arranged a better verse for today. Andal has arranged for today, the Vijayadashami day, that she says, today you gained victory against Ravana and you rescued Sita. What did you do? You broke the palaces of Lanka. You destroyed the fort and palaces of Lanka and you destroyed them in the Lanka of the south, and Ravana was completely killed along with his army. What was his sin? His sin was he took Sita away from you. In this way, you marched and your lotus feet marched. Now again, she is not forgetting the lotus feet. The lotus feet of the Lord is glorified here, that you walked all the way from Ayodhya to the south of Lanka. And you walked all that way in the forests, through the forests of Dandakaranya, through the forests, through Chitrakoot, through Panchavati, through the southern part of India, walked on the stones and the sands and the pebbles of Rameshwaram, walked on the bridge of Rameshwaram, and you came to Lanka, where everything is made of gold, and your lotus feet had to walk through all of that. You had to stand in the rivers of blood. You had to stand on that battlefield and gain victory. Now, why did Krishna even walk, or Lord Ramchandra even walk? Because they listened to the petitions of their devotees. Senaro yuvayor madhye ratam sthapito achyuta. When Arjuna called out for this request that you please place this chariot, immediately Krishna obeyed it. And immediately Krishna obeyed to the gopis when they said, you come from the bedroom to the hall. And when he walked, they found that his feet was reddish. They are remembering Lord Ramchandra's feet. What would have been that condition of Lord Ramchandra's feet? That would have become reddish to the core. At that time, the beauty and the gait of, while they were observing the gait of Krishna, they were remembering the gait of Lord Ramchandra. That how, with a very valorous gait, he walked. And he walked into Lanka and destroyed and moved it into smithereens. How each and every palace and fort was destroyed. We have to speak about this. How is that they completely destroyed? They, in the sense here, that how Lord Ramchandra destroyed. And there is a beautiful saying by Kamban. And Kamban gives this comparisons. If you see Lord Ramchandra's bow has a bend on it at the end. And when it has a bend at the end, it has a small bell which is hanging next to Lord Ramchandra's bow, his Kodanda. So one might ask, why is this small bell which is there on Kodanda? Or why is this bell which is there? The answer is, these are the notifications. Generally, you see in YouTube, they say, press the bell icon so that you get the notifications. Similarly, Lord Ramchandra also had notifications. Notifications of what? For that, we have to understand Kamban. Kamban gives the calculations. Aanai ayiram, ter padinayiram, attal pari oru kodi. Chennai kavalrar ayiram, per padin, kavantam ondru elundadum. Kanam ayiram, கவந்தம் நின்று ஆடித்தான் கவின்மலை கண்ணில் நின்னும் என்னை அம்மானி எல்லாரை நலிகை அதியத்து இன்று என்றே. He says, what are the amount of cavalries, elephants, chariots which were there? He says there were more than 1,000 elephants. My dear devotees, use your calculators. 1,000 elephants, 10,000 chariots, and 1 crore horses. That means 10 million horses. 10 million horses, 10,000 chariots, 1,000 elephants. You club them all together. Plus, you add 1,000 soldiers into that mix. Again, I repeat, 1,000 elephants, 10,000 chariots, 10 million horses, and 1,000 soldiers. You add all of them together. When they die, because arrows from Lord Ramchandra's quiver or bow have hit them, they all fall dead. When so many quantities of soldiers, animals, charioteers, they all die, one skeleton will rise from the battlefield and it will dance. It will do a beautiful Bharatanatyam. That means this is the count, the measure that happens when 1,000 elephants, 10,000 chariots, 1 crore of horses, and 1,000 soldiers are killed. Then a kavantam, means a kabanda, that means a headless creature, will rise and dance. And when such 1,000 headless creatures dance, how many? 1,000. That means whatever quantity I said, that multiplied by 1,000. And when such 1,000 headless creatures dance, then that particular bell which was tied to Rama's bow would just jingle once. That means it will give a notification. Ting. That's the small sound it will make when 1,000 such headless creatures will dance at a point of time. And Kamban, the beautiful poet, he says, I would like to tell you how long that bell was ringing when Lord Ramchandra was destroying Lanka and moving it to smithereens. He said it was ringing non-stop for 7.5 nadikas. What is nadikas? 7.5 times multiplied by 1 nadika is around 24 minutes. For 3.3 hours, that bell was constantly ringing. This is what Kamban was saying. So you can just imagine how many thousands of countless of headless creatures were dancing. This is Vijayadashmi. This is how Ravana was killed. Many people skip the Yuddha Kanda, but if you actually look at it, such beautiful description of Lord Ramchandra's valor is there. They mention there is no other fight just like the fight of Rama and Ravana. You cannot compare with this kind of fighting with any simile, any analogy. For the analogy of Lord Rama and Ravana's fight, the only analogy is Lord Rama's and Ravana's fight. Rama Ravana Yuddhoyam, Rama Ravana Yuddhova. The best example to describe Lord Ramchandra's and Ravana's fight is Lord Ramchandra's and Ravana's fight. In other words, it's a very beautiful way of saying there is no other way to describe. So she's saying, while so many headless creatures were dancing for 3.3 hours and the bell was constantly ringing, jingling non-stop for 3.3 hours, your feet was firmly footed on that battlefield. The blood was flowing. But this reddishness of your feet is not because of that blood, is because of your firm footing on Lanka's soil. How much it would have hurt. And hence this reddishness. So we would like to bless those lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra. She said Vaman Dev in Satyuga. She is saying Lord Ramchandra in Treta Yuga. But Prabhuji, how can we understand that somebody is actually offering protective verses to the Lord? There are many reasons and examples through the pages of Ramayana. First and foremost, she is the daughter of Periyalvar. And we all know what Periyalvar did. If you see the history of Periyalvar, when he won the competition and he was traveling on top of the elephant which was given by the king, and he saw the Lord himself on Garuda, he immediately started the Palland prayers that may you live thousands of years, may no evil eye be cast upon you. Now this is a devotee. The Lord appeared there to see how the devotee has been bestowed with so many gifts and how he has won the prize. But when the devotee saw the Lord, he felt that you are so beautiful that I don't want anybody to cast an evil eye on you. So let me give you all blessings. So he started saying his prayers, all glories unto you. May you live for thousands and thousands of years. May your Panchajanya live for thousands and thousands of years. May your Sudarshan live for thousands and thousands of years. May your Srivatsa, your Lakshmi, who is residing on the heart, may she live for thousands of years. This is a devotee giving blessings. This is her father. These were the prayers of her father, and this is called as Tirupalland. And even he says that Panchajanya, that conch that you have in your hand, that conch Panchajanya, let it also live for thousands and thousands of years. Hey, wait a second. You said Sudarshan, let it live for 1,000 years. You said the Mother Lakshmi, let her live for 1,000 years. You looked at Garuda, 1,000 years. You looked at Lord Narayan, 1,000 years. But why are you mentioning that Panchajanya? Why is that mentioning of that Panchajanya? Because Periyalvar is thinking that Panchajanya is so beautiful. It is white in color, but when it touches your lips, Krishna, your lips are red like the bimba fruit. And when you blow the air through that Panchajanya, the redness starts appearing in that conch. And as the wind blows, the whiteness becomes red in color. And as you finish blowing the wind into the conch, the redness returns back to white in color. So that Panchajanya is very beautiful when it changes its color from white to red when it touches your lotus lips. And maybe if I look at it for long, my own eye will fall on that Panchajanya. My eye, my evil eye will fall on it. So I am closing my eyes and saying, that Panchajanya, let it live for 1,000 years. This is how Periyalvar was. He was having love. When we initially come to Krishna consciousness, we believe, and it's true, and we totally depend upon Krishna for our protection. But as we grow in Krishna consciousness and as we grow higher in the ranks of bhakti, we feel extreme love towards Krishna. At that time, protection is not the single goal. When we look at his beauty, we immediately feel that Krishna has to be protected, or Lord Ramchandra has to be protected. And this we see in Ramayana at many places. For example, when Vishwamitra came to the arena, to the royal palace of Dasharatha, and he says, Kaka Paksha Dharam Hiram Datum Arhasi, please give this boy to me. You do not know who he is. He is the Supreme Lord himself. You give him to me. So this was Vishwamitra talking about the glories of Lord Ramchandra and saying, give Rama and Lakshmana to me so that they will protect the Yajnashala. But when Tataka came in front, immediately Vishwamitra looked at Lord Ramchandra and said, be careful, my boy. Wait a second. Just some minutes back at the royal palace, you were saying, I am this, I am that, I am capable. Now you are saying, be careful. What happened to you? Don't you believe in what you said to Dasharatha before? No, this is love of Vishwamitra. He saw the beautiful boys and he saw Tataka. She is a demoness. Nobody wants to look at her twice. And here, I don't want to move my eyes away from Lord Ramchandra. This young boy who's so beautiful, but he is fully capable. But at that time, the beauty has completely enamored Vishwamitra. He says, this beautiful boy will fight with such a demoness. Look at her canine teeth. Look at her kanthimala. It is made of elephants, 1,000 elephants and their skulls. And each elephant is tying its trunk to the tail of another elephant, and she made a kanthimala out of it. And this is her size. And look at Ramchandra, so beautiful. Rajiva Lochanaha, Padma Lochanaha. He's having so beautiful eyes. And he's going to fight. And this is the first demoness that he has to kill. It is a woman. What will be the CV of Lord Ramchandra? The first achievement is to kill a demoness. Oh no. So Ramchandra, be very careful. So this love comes out of Vishwamitra and he says, may all protection be to you. Now this is Guru offering protection to Lord Ramchandra. Prabhuji, that still we can understand it is Guru and disciple, so he will feel love and affection. What about Janaka? Janaka, while he wanted to give Mother Sita's hand, he says, Iyam Sita, Mama Sutta, all that he said. But he says, Bhadram te, please take care, Rama. I'm looking at you. Now, Janaka knows completely who is the Supreme Lord. Janaka knows the prowess of Lord Ramchandra. He has just witnessed that while he broke the bow. So he understands that who is having the supreme power, who is Supreme Lord. And he is so well versed with Vedic science. But still he says, out of love, when he looks at Rama and Sita together, that love overpowers itself. And he says, Bhadram te. What to speak about Dasharatha? Dasharatha was so enamored with the love towards his divine son, Ramchandra, who was the Lord himself. Then, when Parashurama came on the first day, when he just got married, and when Parashurama challenged Ramchandra, Dasharatha almost felt as if this is going to be the last day. Because Parashurama has killed 21 generations of Kshatriyas, and they are Kshatriyas. And he has come with a challenge to a young boy. And then he requested, please leave my boy alone. He does not know much. He's just a new recruit. Please leave him. This is out of love. And Rama loves that love which is coming out of Dasharatha. So Dasharatha also out of love is feeling for protection, saying for protection and saying that please protect this boy. What about Sita? Sita knows very well Lord Ramchandra's prowess. But when Sumantra comes and calls Lord Ramchandra and says, I am calling you to Kaikeyi Bhavana, Sita feels something is wrong. Something is going to be told to Lord Ramchandra and it does not seem to be right. So she comes outside the palace gates and she sees Lord Ramchandra riding on the chariot of Sumantra on his way to Kaikeyi and Dasharatha. And at that time she says, O Indra, the wielder of none other than the Vajra weapon, please protect my Ramchandra. Now you might say, Lord protects everyone. Indra, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, everyone. Varuna, everybody is protected by the Lord. But in this case, Sita is saying, Indra, protect Lord Ramchandra. Valmiki Ramayana says so. Why that is being said? Out of love. We see how Yashoda asked for all the deities to protect Krishna. And she felt, and that is an entire Krishna book, one chapter where she says, so and so protect his thighs, so and so protect his eyes, so and so personality protect his eyes. Why? Because that is love. What about Kausalya? Kausalya says, Lord Rama, how will you walk in those forests? Let all the Vana Devatas protect you. What about Jatayu? Jatayu knows that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but when he sees Lord Ramchandra, he says, Ayushman. He says in the shloka of Valmiki Ramayana, Jatayu forgets everything. And he says, you are so beautiful. Your beauty is so wonderful that I would like to give you the blessings. Devotee again blessing Lord Ramchandra. When Sugriva meets Vibhishana, and he tells Rama, don't take Vibhishana in our camp. Now, you might say that Sugriva was dumb enough that he could not understand that Vibhishana was a great devotee of the Lord. No, but even while Sugriva is saying no, we have to see his love towards Ramchandra. He feels that Vibhishana is coming from Lanka and Ravana is his brother. So there could be evil intentions of Vibhishana, but I have to protect Ramchandra. I have to protect him. Maybe he is so naive, he does not understand. So I have to protect him. At that time, logic doesn't apply. That time, love is supreme. And when that love is supreme, Vibhishana is being rejected by Sugriva. What about the Dandaka Rishis? Dandakaranya Rishis, they wanted to meet Lord Ramchandra. They wanted to meet Lord Ramchandra and give an application to him that this Dandakaranya forest is having a lot of troubles. And you have to come and annihilate all of them. So they told all their disciples in their hermitage that today we are going to meet Rama and put this application in front of him. They wrote the application. They walked. All the disciples were waiting back in the hermitage to understand what happened, what was the conversation. All the Dandakaranya sages went up to Lord Ramchandra. When they saw him, he was not having ornaments on him. He was having matted dress. His hair was matted. He was walking barefoot. And his beauty was even more shining. They thought that he would be walking in the princely, kingly dress. The attire of Lord Ramchandra was completely different, like a mendicant. So was the dress of Mother Sita, in the sense that she wore her saris. However, Lakshmana was also in the matted dress. And when they saw the beauty of Lord Ramchandra, they immediately said the word which we all read for. In Tamil, they said, Ayyo. Ayyo means something bad has happened. So they feel something bad has happened to Lord Ramchandra. Why? Why are you saying Ayyo? You're saying Ayyo because what am I seeing? Such a Lord who is always resplendent with jewels, and jewels give additional beauty to themselves by being adorning on Lord Ramchandra. Today they are not having any place. They are not adorning his beautiful body. So they are completely shocked. But in that shocking scene that they are actually seeing Lord Ramchandra in front of them, they also see his beauty. They see his shoulders. They see his arms. And they say that we feel like completely embracing you out of love. So the application which was to kill the demons, When it went to Ramchandra and they saw the beauty, the application turned to say, we want to embrace you. We want to hug you. We want to be your wife. We want to be the gopis for you. Ramchandra said, not in this lifetime. Maybe in the next lifetime. And they were completely happy. They came back to the hermitage. And all the disciples asked, did he agree to kill and vanquish everyone? He said, no, we changed the application. The application was to kill all these demons. But when the application went in front of Krishna, it was like, let there be all blessings unto you. Let there be all glories unto you. By the way, we want to embrace you. And the disciple said, you went with a different notion. And now you're coming back with a different notion. What happened in between? Commotion. The commotion of seeing Krishna's beauty or Lord Rama's beauty changed their hearts completely, that they were only seeking for protection. This is Rama's beauty. Kamban says it even more beautifully in his prayers. That he says how beautiful was Lord Ramchandra's skin color. That he gives a beautiful description. Veyyonoli tanmenil virijodi in Maraya, Poyo en Midayolada Milayonadam Ponnan, Mayo, Marakadamo, Marikadalo, Malemugilo, Ayo Ivam Badiva, Yambador Ali Alaikutan. He's saying that what should I compare this Lord Ramchandra's skin color? How should I compare? He's actually mentioning how Lord Ramchandra, Mother Sita and Lakshmana is walking in the forest in the Aranyakanda. And while they're walking in the forest, there is one small godlight which is falling from the top. Through the canopies of the trees, that godlight is falling, and it is falling on Lord Ramchandra's skin. And while that light is falling on Lord Ramchandra's skin, the skin is glistening in that sunlight, which is one streak of sunlight which is falling through the canopies. And hence, he's looking at that color and he's thinking, what is this color? I need to glorify about this color. And what is this color? He says, Veyyonuli tanmeil virijodi in Maraya. That how beautiful is Lord Ramchandra looking in this color? How do I compare? And he brushes each color that comes into his mind. One by one, he brushes it aside. First, he says, can it call it as the kajal, the color of the kajal? The color of the kajal is black. Of course, nowadays you get different colors. But he wanted to call Lord Ramchandra's skin color as black. It is having a blackish, bluish color. So black. But he said, no, I can't call it black. Maybe it's because of the shades of the trees and the foliage, that shadow is falling on him and it's not completely black. And second, he said, I cannot compare it with kajal. And Matajis might know, sometimes you put an old kajal in your eyes, it starts irritating and you will start tearing up because of allergy. So the old kajal can cause some irritation in the eye. So he's saying, I cannot call him as the kajal black Lord Ramchandra. What about I call him as the emerald, the green emerald, the green color that you see in the background? He had an emerald. So is he like the emerald? Then he says, no, I cannot call him the emerald. Why you cannot call him the emerald green? Emerald green is a very favorite color of Lord Ramchandra. Why you cannot call it? Emerald is generally worn to make yourself cool. Have you seen the valorous Lord Ramchandra when he is angry? Cooling is not a place where you can place Lord Ramchandra. So we cannot call him emerald green also. Okay, fine. He's as bluish as the ocean. He said, no, I cannot compare him to the ocean because the ocean is also salty. But he's so sweet. Akhilam Maduram, he's so sweet. How can I compare him to the ocean? Ocean is salty in nature. So he's not bluish ocean color as well. What about the clouds? Look at the clouds, rain clouds. Ganasham. He's having the color of the rain clouds, the fresh rain clouds. Not suitable. Why not suitable? The Vedic scriptures say he's like the darkish, bluish rain clouds, fresh rain clouds which are formed in the sky. No, but these rain clouds, sometimes they thunder, they don't rain. And when they don't reign, the purpose is not achieved. My Rama is not like that. My Rama will reign. At the same time, he will thunder and he will be valorous. So this rain cloud example does not feel right. So the kajal is not nice because it irritates. The emerald is not right because it is cool. And Rama can be angry as well at times. It is not the tumultuous ocean because it is salty in nature. It is not the rain clouds because it is intermittent in nature. So what is his color? Ayyo, I cannot describe in words. I don't have words. So he uses the word ayyo. Ayyo, I cannot describe the kind of color or the skin color that Lord Ramchandra has. It is so beautiful. And let that there be full blessings unto Lord Ramchandra. In this way, he prays. So, my dear devotees, praying for the Lord is not seen as a weakness. Praying for Lord's protection is a sign of love. And that is what Andal is doing here. She is mentioning it very clearly. She is giving her full attention to those feet, reddish feet. And she is saying, she is saying that let there be all glories unto that feet. Let there be all blessings and protection, poetry. Shangat Tennilangai Shatrai Tiral poetry. Let there be all glories unto this lotus feet. Let there be protection. So she says, blessed are your mighty arms with which you destroyed the fort and palaces of Lanka in the south and killed Ravana and his army for the sin of stealing Sita from you. So in this way, she covers Treta Yuga. The next 4 lines, Pondu Shakadamodaittal Pugai poetry, Kannuk Kunala Berindai Kayal poetry, Kunnak Kudaya Yedittai Gunam poetry, Vendru Pagai Gedikkum Nin Kayil Veil poetry. All these 4 are pastimes of Krishna Dwapara Yuga. Pondu Shakadamodaittai, Shakatasura, you kicked him with your feet. Again, is your feet red because you kicked the cart? Then, what did you do? You set your legs firmly on the ground and you threw the Vatsasur on the Kapitta tree. Both the demons got killed. Vatsasura got killed. At the same time, Kapittasura also got killed. So did you put your feet firmly on the ground of Vrindavan? And because of that, is it red? And what to speak about Giri Govardhan that you lifted? 7 days, 7 nights. The weight of Govardhan might be so big that you might have firmly kept your foot on the ground. Is the weight of Govardhan acting on your lotus feet? Have they become red because of that? And what to speak about your victory over Banasur? What to speak about that? And you are completely standing with Govardhan to protect your cow and cowherd boys and all that rocks and rain and everything that Indra sent. But maybe when you fought with Banasur, and that fight was very unique to protect Usha Aniruddha, and for that you got a victory spear from Kartikeya as well. So are you standing with that spear? Don't throw that spear into our hearts. Give us full darshan and please hear our plea. Your heroic deeds are always there in our heart. We have come here to ask for that drum. Which drum? The drum, the parai, which we wanted to do Nam Sankirtan. But actually, we are here to put our application to you. Let there be full protection unto you. Our idea is to ask from you that we somehow or other, we become your duly wedded wives and you become our husband. Kindly grant us this favor. So first line she covered Satyuga Vamandev. Second line she covered Treta Yuga Lord Ramchandra, and today is Vijayadashmi. Next 4 lines she is covering Dwapar Yuga, which we'll cover next week. Of course, because in each line we have to speak about Krishna's pastimes, which we'll cover next week. But today she has seen the lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra, which out of love, be it Dasharatha, Janaka, Sita, be it Vishwamitra, be it Jatayu, Sugriva, or be it the Dandaka, Haranya rishis, they are completely enamored by his lotus feet. That lotus feet walked all the way from Ayodhya to Lanka and gained victory over Ramchandra today. And there was none other than victory, 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 which is Vijay, Vijay, Vijay on this 10th day, winning over the 10-headed Ravana and having all these desires of all the devotees, all the sages complete. So let that Vijay Dashami rain all glories, all blessings unto all the devotees, and let us very nicely after this day, next week, enter into the pastimes of Dwapar Yuga, where the four beautiful pastimes of Shakatasur, Vatsasur, Govardhan, and also Banasur pastimes will be mentioned, and we will look at that next week. So we are not finishing this verse, we are breaking it into two halves. Luckily, today is Vijayadashmi. There was the desire of devotees to speak about Ram Katha. We have tried to do Ram and Vaman Katha both together. So we will see the rest of the verse next time. Yadatra skalitam kinchit vidhvam satpurayantu tat yadatra saushtubam kinchit tadguru revame nahi. If there were any shortcomings in this lecture, those are truly mine. Please excuse me for those mistakes and please correct them. As you are all Vidwans, you have been listening to such wonderful discourses from many great saints and sages, and you are also self-realized yourself, all the audience, so please do correct me. And if you found something nice, then all glories go to my Guru Maharaj, to Srila Prabhupada, to Andal, and all the preceptors who have given us all these wonderful nectarian literature. None of them reside with me. Hare Krishna. Thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vijayadashami Maha Mahotsav ki jai. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Vinita Mataji, for any questions, comments, clarifications, feedbacks, etc.
Hare Krishna. Harita Mataji, please take over.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam, All Guru Shishla Prabhupada Guru Maharaj in Karanga.
Okay.
Wish you a very happy Vijayadashmi Prabhuji, and that was a very, very fantastic class Prabhuji with the description of Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Vamana. It was a delight for us today, and we really relished this on this auspicious day of Vijayadashmi Prabhuji. Thanks for
Thank you.
describing so nicely. Dear devotees, please go ahead if you have any realizations and questions. Hare Krishna.
Pastimes means no question. But anybody
Hare
has
Krishna,
any?
Prabhuji, I do not have any questions, but
Yeah.
yes, of course, past tense means no questions. So it's just releasing the past tense. Actually, I can say that we are waiting for the next week to complete the Dwapar Yuga, and hopefully in Kali Yuga, then what is the first thing, Prabhu, I was thinking about that is
Andalan Tirupavai. That is the
only.
pastime.
Okay.
And of
Okay.
course, all the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which we are discussing in other lectures, are the pastimes of Kali Yuga.
Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very wonderfully you explained each of the pastimes and the I means like how they are. I like this. What is that? How to describe Lord Rama's bodily color? So to say this saying, right? So with what color I can describe them? So that was really very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm waiting for next
Thank
week.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. No questions, but beautiful, beautiful class. Very grateful to you, Prabhu. Thank you for fulfilling my desire. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, if anyone has any more realizations or questions. I think there are no more questions, Prabhuji, so we'll
So,
call it a day.
yeah, Mataji, so can I execute the order that Kirtida Mataji gave at the beginning? I would like to
Yes.
offer my humble obeisances unto all the devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu vayevacha
Prabhuji, we have to do that.
patitanam pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo,
vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo,
vaishnavebhyo
Namo
namo
Namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Srila
Increase
Prabhupada.
Haridas
Jai.
Haridas
Prabhuji,
Jai.
that was
Jai
more
Srila
important
Prabhupada.
for Vijay Danvat for me.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Mataji.